Good morning. I'm here outside my guest house here in Banda Aceh. We're going to the island of Weh, 9 miles offshore in the Andaman Sea. There are two options to get to the island. There's a car ferry that takes about 2 hours, and there's a fast boat, which is what I'm taking, that makes the trip in about 45 minutes. There's no public transportation once on the island. People get around by cars and tuk-tuks for hire, and I made arrangements for a tuk-tuk driver to show me around, so he should be waiting for me at the ferry port. At least I hope so. Very pleasant day, not very choppy at all. Just wide open sea with an occasional fishing junk passing by and miles of blue water. Well, I'm here, and now I immediately see my guide, Even Roy.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Sabang village is where most visitors arrive and leave from Weh Island. And since there are no public buses on the island, it has more tuk-tuk drivers per capita than any place I can think of.
Well, the kids have already spotted me at the Sabang Elementary School. Those across the way doing some physical exercise. I don't know what that game is they're playing, but they're throwing a supersized badminton.
My tuk-tuk, by the way, is nothing more than a wheeled passenger box attached to a motorcycle. The route out of town is an easy choice. There's only one main road that completely circles the island.
This is a small volcanic island with the highest peak sticking out of the jungle at just over 2,000 feet elevation. And by small, I mean about 60 square miles. It's a glorious place, much of it protected by a nature preserve, including several spectacular coral reefs that make it a popular destination for divers from all over the world. Only about 25,000 people live on Weh or Sabang. A good many who either live off the land growing cloves and coconuts or fishermen. That's in addition to those who serve tourists who come here, but so far that's not a ton of people. As you can tell from the sleepiness of the village of Sabang at the ferry landing, people do come across most often overnight trips from Banda Aceh, which is honestly what I would have preferred to do, to spend more time on this beautiful island, but it wasn't in the cards for me because unfortunately I have a plane to catch. So I've made it a day trip, and it's so far remarkably worth it. It's like stepping off into a relatively undisturbed tropical paradise. We've come to a volcanic outcropping, and it smells very sulfuric because there's sulfur leaking out in the fumaroles at this site, and I think just up ahead I'm coming to a mud pot that is very, very hot and very, very active. There's an almost industrial sound here with this surface breakage where the mud pots are. Let me give you an idea of what this sounds like. For those of you who've visited Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, this is the kind of feature that you would see there, with one major difference. At Yellowstone there are tons of people, and here you can be alone in nature.
Cloves for rolling cigarettes are for sale on the roadside everywhere here.
So how is the chunke business? Is it good? You selling a lot of chunke? Tobacco. You selling a lot of tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see you have one customer here.
Yes.
Right?
And then plus cooking too.
It's what?
Cooking.
Oh, cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This rempah.
Okay.
Aceh rempah.
Aceh Rampa. What does that mean?
What?
What is Aceh Rampa?
This Aceh rempah. This cengkeh.
Oh, okay. So,
And then plus to tobacco again.
okay, I see, I see.
This English clove. Indonesia this cengkeh.
Ah, so you smoke clove cigarettes.
Yes. This is the cigarette, the plus clove.
Ah, I see. Interesting. Clove is one of the leading crops on this island, I guess. People grow a lot of clove here.
Yes. And then this in Sabang, this money clove.
Got it. Got it. Bye, ladies. Well, of course, one of the things that attracts people to an island like this are the beaches. I'm on Pasapute Beach, which, like the others here, or most of the others, are glorious white sand beaches. And as you can see, there's hardly anyone here. There are a few people up in the trees, relaxing in the Indonesian style cabanas. This is just an extraordinary, off the beaten path kind of beach paradise. Say that the atmosphere here is relaxed, laid back, is a massive understatement. It's enough to just walk for a few minutes on the beach, listening to the gentle waves lap up against the beach, to just put you in a sleepy mood, not to mention the fact that even though it's warm and humid, it's ideal beach weather. Not that there isn't plenty to do on this island, but if you're into doing nothing, what better place could there be? I'm at a spot called Sabang, which is a lovely overlook with a cliffside restaurant and a beach down below. This is a rather typical place for this island, at least on this side of the island, because it exposes not just the beauty of the ocean, crystal clear water, it's blue as you can see all the way to the bottom from way up the hill here, tucked into the palm trees and the banana trees in the jungle that comes right up to the water, are places that people live. People are living a slow life here, but you have to admire. It seems that the easiness and the delight of the climate here rubs off in the people that you meet, who are easygoing, happy, smiling, even if they do have their cell phones and if the kids are playing video games.
Oh, itu yang kau tadi. Itu yang kau tadi.
As I've driven across this island, I've seen monkeys a number of times, which is really not that unusual in this part of the world, but I mention it because the monkeys I've seen here scamper away from you when they see you coming, which tells me that they are not domesticated. They haven't been spoiled by humans. Now, there may be some spot on this island that I've yet to go to that where people feed the monkeys. Haven't seen that kind of place yet. And it's kind of reassuring to know that on an isolated island like this, you can still see monkeys that haven't been domesticated. I've come to a place called Kilometer Zero, which is roads in on one point of this island, and also a marvelous place to walk among the trees on these elevated rampways, surrounded by all manner of tropical plants and, I dare say, monkeys. And it turns out that the monkeys here have been somewhat accustomed to humans, but in terms of video cameras on a stick, not so friendly. He doesn't like this camera. The audio track background is nothing but ocean waves crashing against the beach below. I don't think there is much of a beach per se, but there is a rocky shoreline beneath this particular point, and just gorgeous views out over the ocean. This being a unique spot in a sense because of the elevated walkways. You can walk up above and close to the beach line and be in the trees. A very cool place to be at this moment. So much about this island is the allure of the ocean, the beaches, but almost anywhere you go here, there are places to stop and trailheads to pursue. I'm walking along a road here that leads to a trail, and just taking a short hike along a creek that is absolutely crystal clear. It's a stream not only for recreation, but for practical use as well. This is Gapang Beach, one of the more popular beaches on the island, and yet, as you can tell, it's not at all overwhelmed. A very pleasurable place to take in the ocean. Being in a place like this just gives you the feeling that you're seeing something before it explodes. A sort of semi-primitive precursor to what will, in all likelihood, at some point become a major beach resort. Or then we can hope optimistically that that wouldn't happen, because the world needs more places like this. Simple, relaxing, uncommercialized, and a place where you can just kick back without so many distractions.